I am here to testify.
The grand federal courtroom was filled to capacity. Heavy oak walls lined with flags, chandeliers glittering overhead, and polished marble floors gave the space an air of both reverence and authority. Rows of senators, decorated generals, journalists, and families sat hushed, waiting for the proceedings to begin. The doors opened slowly. An old man entered, frail, shoulders hunched, but his presence unmistakable. He wore a faded green uniform, seams frayed, medals heavy across his chest. His Medal of Honor glimmered faintly beneath the light, every step supported by a wooden cane. The sound of his cane tapping echoed louder than the whispers that followed. He approached the front table, where seats were reserved for those called to testify. But before he could take his place, a young bailiff in a navy blue uniform stepped forward, blocking his path. "Sir, this table is reserved. You'll have to leave." The words rang out sharply, cutting through the chamber like a blade. Laughter and murmurs stopped. Dozens of eyes turned to watch. Some senators looked at their papers, embarrassed. Others stared in disbelief. The old man straightened slowly, though his hands trembled. "Son," he said, his voice steady, "I was invited. This seat is mine." The bailiff shifted uncomfortably, but stood firm. "I don't care who you are, you're not supposed to sit here." A silence fell, so heavy it seemed to press down on the room, until the sound of boots striking marble broke it. 3 Navy SEAL female officers rose from the gallery. Their uniforms were immaculate, dark navy coats with silver buttons, white caps tucked under their arms. Their faces showed no hesitation. The first officer, tall and commanding, stepped between the bailiff and the veteran. Her tone was calm but sharp, her posture protective. "With respect, sir," she said, "you don't ask a Medal of Honor recipient to leave."
It was a day I'll never forget. We lost good men. Their bravery, it stays with me.
The applause faded. The veteran sat at the table, breathing heavily, his hand resting on his medals. The chamber seemed to lean toward him, every face waiting, every pen stilled. He began to speak, his voice rough but unbroken. 70 years ago, I was just a boy in uniform. My unit was trapped under relentless fire. Through the night, I carried my brothers to safety, refusing to give in. When dawn came, many of us survived because we never stopped fighting for each other. His eyes shimmered with unshed tears. He touched the highest honor on his chest. This medal isn't mine. It belongs to those who couldn't return. I only wear it for them. Behind him, 3 officers stood like sentinels. The first officer's jaw was tight, her eyes glistening. The second blinked away tears but held firm. The third stared forward with solemn defiance, guarding him from the weight of memory. The courtroom was frozen in reverent silence. Journalists lowered their cameras. Senators bowed their heads. For a moment, time itself seemed to stop, the weight of sacrifice filling the air like something sacred.
I thought people forgot. Sir, we never forget.
When his story ended, the silence was absolute. For a moment, it seemed even the chandeliers had gone still. Then the presiding judge rose, his gavel forgotten. His voice cracked as he spoke. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are standing in the presence of true greatness. It is he who honors us today. One by one, senators, generals, journalists, and spectators rose from their seats. Applause thundered through the chamber, echoing off the marble, shaking the very walls. The old veteran's hand trembled as he lifted it in salute. His arm quivered, but his gaze was steady. In perfect unison, The 3 officers behind him snapped their hands to their brows, saluting sharp and strong. The judge stood with hand to his heart. Journalists lowered their cameras to join the moment. Families pressed their hands over their hearts, some weeping openly. The veteran whispered, voice hoarse but clear. "I thought people forgot." The first officer bent closer, her words fierce but tender. "Sir, we never forget. You're the reason we wear this uniform." Tears streamed freely down the veteran's face. For the first time in decades, he realized he was not alone, that the memory of his brothers was carried forward by the young guardians before him. The courtroom, once a chamber of law, had become a cathedral of remembrance.